Hello there, and welcome to TMOG Tidbits. This is Kodru Pongose, author of The Making of GodMan. What comes to mind when masterpieces are mentioned? For me, it's artists painting such beautiful expressions of art, such skill, such beauty, and it shows us the depth of the creative process in the human mind. For me, that's what really does stick out. Such beautiful works of art, and the finished product indeed is great. They may look great, but the process of reaching there is a completely different ballgame. It's so messy. And that's the main theme for today's message: mess or masterpiece. So, today I want you to consider a block of marble. Yeah, not a quote. Yes, a marble block. And this marble block has been rejected twice by two skilled sculptors because of a flaw that he had and the difficulty it would take to sculpt something out of it. So this valuable and beautiful piece of marble stood for 25 years gathering dust, and it took someone who was daring enough and skilled enough to work on it. Somebody called Michelangelo, who looked past the flaw and decided to make a masterpiece out of it. And lo and behold, in 2 years, he chiseled and he made out of this unwanted piece of marble that stood for 25 years the most remarkable masterpiece, one that is considered as the most famous sculpture of all time, one that is considered a complete and utter spectacle by so many different artists. One even is quoted by saying that whoever has seen this work need not trouble to see any other work executed in sculpture, either in our own or in other times. Why is this sculpture the focus of this video and not a quote? Well, it helps us appreciate what really goes into the making of a GodMan, which is basically the theme of the entire book. And so I want you to consider this marble piece that had been unwanted being turned into a masterpiece. And I find it so fitting that the one that was sculpted from this flawed block of marble was David. Forgotten in the wilderness by his father, not considered worthy to meet Samuel, or cast aside by Saul, David the adulterer, so obviously flawed, the shepherd boy that God turned into king. We can all relate to this in some way. You may have been rejected, discarded, and unappreciated. Your flaws may have discounted you in the eyes of man, but God has seen your marble, He has seen your worth, and He is forming His own masterpiece out of it. And this is such a comfort that mess or masterpiece, we are His. To complete us, sometimes God adds to us like polishing of the marble, while on other occasions He removes, just like the chiseling of the marble pieces. And there's a quote from Michelangelo that really does drive this home. And this is what he said. He said, the sculpture is already complete within the marble block. Before I start my work, it is already there. I just have to chisel away the superfluous material. And this is what God does to us. So we may look like messes today, but God sees past this and He sees our potential in our ups and in our downs, in victories or defeats, no matter how big or small, be it in the seed times of our lives or in the harvest times. We have this faith that He uses all these seasons, all of them, to form Christ in us. This is why we can trust that all things truly do work for our good, because God is looking past our weaknesses, looking past our flaws, removing what He has to remove, adding what He has to add to make us resemble His Son, Jesus Christ. Cleave to this one truth: God is still working. Shalom.